when we could be up to our kneecaps in snow and heavy winds. It's been great. Did you see the winds in Chicago today with the missed field goals? Holy cow.
It looked like some really wicked slices and hooks.
Oh.
How about the return for the touchdown?
Wow. Jason Wright is deep to return. Joshua Cribbs was racked up on his last effort and has not come back.
Oh.
And Wright is creamed as he got back to the 20. They are just hitting a ton. Brett Kiesel on special teams just drilled it. Here's what this game means. Pittsburgh to go to 7-2 would tie Cincinnati at that mark, but they have the tiebreaker on the Bengals, having beaten them earlier in the season. And it would drop Cleveland to 3-6 and virtually end any chance they had to go to the postseason this year. And Bill Cowher had a great trip against the Cleveland Browns. Dilfer on the run. Northcutt hangs on to this one and goes up to the 27. You know, if you've ever been around Trent Dilfer, you can't help but root for the guy. Even when he was the backup in Seattle and he knew that's what his role was going to be, he worked hard physically to stay ready. And after what he and his wife Cass suffered with the death of their son Trevin at age 5, it was something that challenged him whether he wanted to stay in football or not. He eventually decided that he was going to do that. I still think the guy can play.
He'd have had a pretty good night if some of those guys would have held on to the ball.
Absolutely. This one right down the middle and completed to his rookie out of Michigan, Braylon Edwards, on the post, a gain of 28, and Edwards hung on to that one.
And I think this is just the beginning of what we're going to see from Braylon Edwards. He was the Bolitnikoff winner a year ago, top receiver in the league. He's a big strider, big target, 6'3", 211, and a guy that can go get the football for you. He can get down the field, he can make plays, and I believe in the next week or two he'll probably wind up starting a little bit more than Dennis Northcutt.
And Dilfer told us the other night his routes have gotten so much better since training camp. Wasn't very precise coming in. This one, nice toss by Dilfer out in the flat. That's Terrell Smith.
I love guys that don't get to touch the ball very much. Terrell Smith is one of those guys. I think he had one running play and in this pass play. And when they get a hold of it, they really love to hurt somebody because they don't get that many chances.
Fullbacks are just in there to block. And you look at the guys, you think of the guys that he has blocked for. Ricky Williams, people like that down in New Orleans that he has cleared the way for, 1,000-yard rushers.
And there's another good guy. He's a leader. Changed his name from 44 to 42 to honor the memory of Pat Tillman. Reuben Drones inside the 30. Let's check in with Susie.
Yeah, Mike, I'm talking to Terrell Smith before the game, and I asked him what he likes about playing with Reuben Drones, and he said, well, all those other guys, you know, all those other stars, they all got 1,000 yards. He says, but Drones, he plays just like me. He's a converted fullback, knows exactly what I go through. He loves to hit people, and so do I. This kind of game for them, the ultimate smash mouth game.
And Reuben tonight, 56 yards on the ground and approaching 100 yards total from scrimmage. Browns are not out of this yet, but they're going to have to score on this possession and whenever else they get it. Dilfer had to get rid of it as Polamalu comes on the blitz against Dilfer, and Trent is slow to get up.
Well, he could have killed Trent Dilfer. He had his shot, and watch what he does. I mean, he just bumps him enough. But he could have broken some ribs. He could have.
That shows so much class,
doesn't it?
He comes in with his head up. He knows he's gotten rid of the ball. He doesn't want to take a penalty. He's not going to cheap shot the guy, and he's just going to get his job done. What else can you ask for?
But the thing about it is, that's like the 3rd time that he's come around the corner. You've got to recognize him. He's the guy with the long hair. And you should block him.
He's the guy with the long hair is not being touched on his way in. Dilfer overthrows and it's dropped. Should have been intercepted in the end zone, right in the hands of Chris Hope. He'll never have an easier shot at one.
Do you know that this is one of those deals where you're standing down there and you know you have it? You know you're going to catch it. Here he comes. Trent Dilfer just threw me the ball, and all I have to do is catch it, and he took his eye off the ball and hits him in the chest. That's where you got to use your hands. Look at this.
You can't ever relax on a football field and think that it's that there. It just sort of catches his right hand off his chest, winds up on the ground, and nobody can believe that he missed it.
No, and he look.
Least of all him.
Oh yeah, you dummy.
3rd and 10. Dilfer trying to keep this thing alive. Edwards, boy, there's that athletic ability. Can he get up? Tyrone Carter knocks it away at the goal line.
Outstanding play by Tyrone Carter, who's another defensive back here. He just played the ball, did not play the man, and made the play. Well, you're in a 4th down situation here.
It just amazes it just amazes you that the Steelers.
That should have been caught.
The Steelers only have 10 interceptions as a group. They really only have 10 interceptions. It just amazes me that with the ball presence that every one of their defensive backs has, that they don't get more opportunities.
Maybe we just saw why.
Here comes Polamalu.
They pick him up this time. Dilfer trying to keep this thing alive. Goes to the end zone and tipped it incomplete. Intended for Antonio Bryant, who got one hand on it and now 1 foot on it.
He tries to make a play and come back for the ball.
Dilfer and company come up empty. They're still way behind.
Tonight on SportsCenter, which NFL team in need will sign Terrell Owens? Why Iowa football has visiting opponents thinking pink. Plus, go all access with Hoops legend Bob Knight. SportsCenter after the game.
I'm Pete Eisenhower.
And we're the team.
And we'd like to show you something.
It's the new Eisenhower Cars Pre-Owned Supercenter. We've doubled in size, doubled our inventory, making us Berks County's largest used car center.
We've got a 1/4 mile of cars.
So Eisenhower has a vehicle for you. The new Eisenhower Cars Pre-Owned Supercenter, right on Route 422 in Wernersville.
So, Pete, I guess this means we don't have to park them on 422.
Those crazy guys at Surplus Home Center are at it again. Time for a new floor? You can bet we have a big selection. Are you ready for winter? You'll find just the right window for your home with our big selection. Relax in one of our official hot tubs. Of course we have a big selection. Get everything for your home at Surplus Home Center in Reading and Lebanon, like no place else on earth.
She can't stop him. She can't escape him. She can't survive him unless she becomes him. High tension.
Hit movies without the trip to the video store. On demand with Comcast Digital Cable.
Monday Night Countdown at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN. It's the best place to get ready for Monday night's action. Then on ABC at 9 Eastern, Drew Bledsoe and the Cowboys go to Philadelphia to take on Donovan McNabb and the Eagles on Monday Night Football. Pittsburgh takes over on downs. Deuce Staley, the running back, behind Tommy Maddox, and he is planted at the line of scrimmage. Bill Cowher played and coached for the Cleveland Browns. Deep roots with the organization. He began his playing career as a special teams player and was a star. His first coaching job in '85 as the special teams coach under Marty Schottenheimer. Now in his 14th year, he keeps a chair from Old Municipal Stadium in Cleveland in his office here in Pittsburgh.
He also has on his wall just a few pictures. One is the framed bonus he got from the Cleveland Browns, all $750 of it.
I hope it's a copy. I hope he cashed the original.
I think it's the original.
You know, in 1960, I got 1,000.
Whoa.
And he only got...
Say you got more than... You actually thought you got the smallest amount than anybody. Turns out you didn't.
Well, I was better than Bill.
And he has done far more than survive. He has thrived here in Pittsburgh in spite of a couple of down years. And he has always made it very clear how grateful he has been to have coached and worked for the Rooney family here in Pittsburgh. It's just a quality, classy organization.
Well, you look at those rushing yards, 135 yards, the most over that period of time.
Four-man rush. Maddox throws underneath and completes it up to the 42 and gets a big hand from the Steeler crowd, especially from the sideline. And there's Hines Ward, that smile again. 8 catches tonight. He just loves to play this game.
Well, they know that on running plays, he's going to be blocking you. So he is active on every single play. Here comes Hines Ward. He's going to set himself down. He really goes down to get this ball.
And these are good calls because, remember, even though the score looks like it's out of hand at 27-7, you have to get Tommy Maddox ready for the Baltimore Ravens next week in Baltimore. And we saw just a few weeks ago the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game on Monday night, how well the Ravens played. They didn't play well today, but they did against the Steelers a few weeks ago.
Here's Staley. Flag is down in the area normally reserved for holding, but Joe, you used the right word. Have to get him ready.
Yeah.
If Charlie Batch's hand will not allow him to play and Roethlisberger still has the bad knee, he's your choice, period.
He's it.
Holding. Defense. Number 78. We're going to add 5 yards to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
And that's a point of emphasis this year. Defensive holding by linemen who will reach out and try to grab a guy who's pulling or try to pull somebody through a hole so a teammate can get through there.
You know, Tommy Maddox has got an armband on, and he looks at it when they call a play in. I think when he went to the sidelines, other than that one pass to Hines Ward, they erased all the passing plays off of it.
Don't do that.
Just put a little white. They whited out all the pass plays.
Just some of them. You know, and you really have to get them ready. A couple weeks ago was Ben Roethlisberger's football team. He'd have to have a certain game plan. Charlie Batch would have a certain game plan. Now Ken Wisenhunt's going to have to come up with another one for Tommy Maddox.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. One car, one driver, one feeling. The all-new MX-5 Miata. Don't just drive the car, be the car.
It's over. Done. We nailed it. Real Coke taste with 0 calories. And now, before I lock up the secret formula, I'd like to share it with you.
Sure.
Coca-Cola Zero. Try it to believe it.
New from Usher, only at Best Buy. Get the Usher Truth Tour limited edition DVD box set, available now, exclusively at Best Buy.
You got me out here. Is that where your plan is?
No, darling. Time and Newsweek agree there is one movie to see this fall. It has Oscar written all over it.
This is your chance.
Walk the Line. Rated PG-13. Friday.
Monday night, ESPN2's coverage of college basketball and the NIT season tip-off will come your way. Boston University against J.J. Redick and #1 ranked Duke. The NIT season tip-off on Monday night on ESPN2 at 7:30 Eastern. Hope you'll join us for that.
Michael, Duke good again this year?
Oh.
Really good?
Oh.
Does that mean you're good?
Yes, it does. And we're going to have a bunch of Duke games. Maddox. Tended for Randall L. And that falls, if people are asking out there, if you just joined us, why are they throwing at this point? It's exactly what Joe said. They've got to get Tommy Maddox out of this funk.
And I think you have to keep him active in the game. If it's 2nd down and long, take your shots on 1st and 10, convert the 3rd downs, throwing the football if necessary, because Charlie Batch will not be available in all likelihood next week at a broken hand. And then Ben Roethlisberger, hopefully they feel, will be back for the Indianapolis game in 2 weeks.
Boy, and that's tough for Charlie Batch because he played very well tonight. And there's no flag on that. Now one comes in as Alvin McKinley came across that line so fast.
Well, you saw that. Ben Roethlisberger is just huge.
Isn't he?
Yeah,
offside number 97 in the neutral zone at the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
The Cleveland Browns under Romeo Crennel
is not
working on defense, but there's Ben Roethlisberger.
Well, 6'5", 241 is what he's listed at.
As a matter of fact, he told me tonight was the first time he actually threw the ball around. I got to be honest with you. It's not a good idea for him to be standing on that leg. He ought to be. I know he wants to watch the game, but he's got to get himself ready to come back and play football.
Well, we saw what happened to Mike Tice today. I mean, it's not a, you know, you're on that sideline, you're in danger.
Absolutely. Mike Tice might have a couple of problems with his knee. There's the bandage on it, icing it down. Go sit down, Big Ben. 18-1. Began his career with 15 straight wins. Unbelievable. Has only thrown 130 passes this year.
But don't you just love the way that Bill Cowher and this coaching staff brought him along? They just didn't allow him to fail.
And you know what? And to his credit, he worked hard and got himself in a position not to fail.
3rd and short. Veron Hayes is in there behind Kreider. And Veron Hayes will have the 1st down at the 31-yard line. And the Steelers just salting this one away as they work the clock down towards the 7.5-minute mark.
You know, talking to Romeo Crennel, which we did yesterday for the first time for almost all of us. Joe, you only met him once.
Yeah, he and I visited briefly before that.
In a hallway somewhere. But there is a guy that is not a happy camper. It upsets him when people make mental errors and when people don't tackle the way they're supposed to tackle.
But there's also part of him that's realistic. He knew coming in here in his first year you can only make so many changes in the era of the salary cap as Haynes crosses the 30.
And he made them all.
He made as many as he could. He went out and got Trent Dilfer. He went out and got Reuben Drones, and they have been very, very good for him offensively.
Joe Andruzzi, the guard, went and got some linemen, brought in some veterans. Now a guy like Braylon Edwards is going to have to step up for him. Obviously, Charlie Fry was a quarterback they drafted in the 3rd round. You wonder if that will be the opportunity to be able to go ahead and see what happens with Trent Dilfer. In his first meeting with his team, he showed him the 5 Super Bowl rings in June. And we asked him basically why he did it. And he said he wanted to give these guys, first of all, some of these guys have never been to the playoffs, heck, even seen a Super Bowl ring. Wanted to let them know that it can be something that can be attained. It's not one of those mystical things out there that you can't get to.
Besides, every once in a while, who wouldn't want to wear 5 Super Bowl rings at once?
I'm just tickled to wear
bling,
one.
Bling,
Hey,
I'm happy to wear one.
I'd wear them all the time. I really would.
There he is, the defensive coordinator of the New England Patriots. What a beloved group. Charlie Weiss, their offensive coordinator. Charlie Weiss, their offensive coordinator. Romeo Crennel, the defensive coordinator. Bill Belichick. I remember at the end of this Super Bowl, Super Bowl 39, those 3 men hugging on the sidelines, and it would be the last time that they would be together. That was a very special moment for all of them.
That guy right there, Romeo Crennel, is going to turn this team around. And I mean, really make the big turn for this team.
Maddox, short set, goes out in the flat. And that's complete to Matt Kranchik, who was just signed as a tight end. So Kranchik
has more catches than Heath Miller.
Yes, he does. Put on the active roster yesterday, and Heath Miller is their Rookie of the Year candidate. And a solid tackle by Ray Mickens. the little corner, picks up the big tight end.
Yeah. Well, that was just to save his own life. He had to make that tackle.
4th and 1. The Steelers come out to go for it.
Delay of game.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That was your John Facenda voice, wasn't it, Paul?
Yes. Delay of game.
We had a chance to talk to Kennard Lang, the outside linebacker of the Browns yesterday, and he really put this game into perspective. I think the way Bill Cowher likes to coach it, and what he said the Steelers will test your manhood. And that's exactly what they've done all night. They've tested the manhood. Defensively, they have hit the wide receivers. Offensively, that offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, and they've made plays when they've had to, and the Browns haven't.
Jeff Reed is on the field for a field goal try, and the Steelers will use their final timeout with 4:35 to go in the ball game. The field goal unit will try for 3 when we come back to Pittsburgh.
Tonight on SportsCenter, which NFL team in need will sign Terrell Owens? Why Iowa football has visiting opponents thinking pink. Plus, go all access with Hoops legend Bob Knight. SportsCenter after the game.
Taxes, traffic, dandruff.
You have plenty of worries. But your certified used Toyota isn't one of them. All these quality Toyotas now feature a 3-month, 3,000-mile comprehensive warranty from front to back, top to bottom. And that's on top of our 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. See your Toyota dealer for great low financing on certified Toyotas. The best new cars make the best used cars. Toyota, moving forward.
It's the prisoners versus the guards.
Looking forward to it. Why can't I be quarterback? Hit me, I'm open. That's the reason. Sit down and shut up.
Now on demand. Rent with your remote and tackle the huge comedy. Sandler, Rock.
Will you teach me football? I'll teach you anything. Just don't eat me.
The Longest Yard.
I'm a little Dutch girl dressed in blue. I shouldn't be playing, should I? No.
Check your on-screen guide to rent with your remote today.
Hit movies without the trip to the video store. On demand with Comcast Digital Cable.
For 50 years, Yamaha has dominated the world of motorsports. So to celebrate our anniversary, we're making one of our best offers ever. 2.9% financing on every Yamaha motorcycle, ATV, and snowmobile. So don't delay, because an offer this historic only comes around once in a lifetime.
Pittsburgh Steelers on their way back into first place in the AFC North. They will be 7-2 when this one is over.
They also have a date with the Indianapolis Colts in 2 weeks, and shortly after that, the Cincinnati Bengals, the team that they are just a half game ahead of. The reason why they're ahead is because they've already beaten the Bengals.
And they may be the only team with a legitimate shot to stop the Indianapolis Colts.
Well, the Colts still get the San Diego Chargers. I think they have to go to Seattle. The road isn't that easy for the Colts to just go undefeated, but I think they have a real legitimate shot at it.
Jeff Reed has hit from 33 and 42. This will be his longest try. 44. Blocked. And the Browns with a chance.
Yep, it's gone. Touchdown.
Lee Bodden. A 59-yard return of a blocked field goal.
How about that look?
The extra point will make it 27-14 with 4:23 to go.
And that's the difference in penalties. You see what happens. They go right up the middle. They get the big push. The hands go up, and the ball gets blocked. But you had a 4th down and 1 you were going for on it. All of a sudden, you get a delay of game penalty, and now you kick the field goal. You get it blocked, and there's a score change. I mean, it just.
Well, that ball was, the guy that blocked the ball didn't even jump off the ground. That ball was going to be blocked anyway.
Yeah, they got penetration. They put some people on that offensive line flat on their backs. The point after is good, 27-14, and the former special teams coach will not be happy about that one.
دیگه از من چی میخوای؟ من دوست دارم مرا.
Funk away, Beethoven.
Thanks for the lift.
Watch it, dog. Shut up!
Oh, and another one.
Biggie, no!
100 tunes in your phone, baby.
Hello, Moto.
4:23 to go. Do the Browns have a miracle in them in that 4:23? They've already, if they do, it has to be the trifecta. They got the first part on the blocked field goal and ran that back for a touchdown.
Yeah, the only problem they have is the Steelers get the ball.
That's a
which
problem.
creates a problem.
Is your tie a little too tight?
Often.
Cutting off your breathing?
Just the oxygen flow to my brain.
Now it's an onside kick.
Oh, yes.
Right? You go, now things get a little interesting now.
Well, you don't have to try an onside kick. Here, you have your timeouts.
I think the Steelers,
we like to see
I think
though.
the Steelers are expecting an onside kick.
We like to see they got their hands team out there.
They have 10 guys. They have 10 guys
milling
lined up front. This is definitely their onside kick team. And Heath Miller.
Well, you have to play for it.
Hines Ward. Yep.
Here they come.
And they do try it, and it's taken by the Steelers, and they nearly return it for a touchdown at the 28-yard line. Picked up by Cedric Wilson, and if Wilson doesn't slip, he's got a shot.
Oh, he's mad at himself. He gets a chance to go one-on-one. Takes it on the hop. He's through the first wave. Now it's one-on-one.
That's the problem when you have an onside kick and you put everybody off to the right and kick the ball back to the left. There are only two people over there.
And that was Poole, their second-round draft choice out of Oklahoma. All he had to do was make a miss, and he was gone.
So the Steelers with great field position at the 29. They'll work on the clock. Haynes, nice cutback. Haynes inside the 20, inside the 10. Verron Haynes out of Georgia picks up 20 yards. And the encouragement from the sidelines and the bus.
Well, it's just a pretty good block and also some strong running. When Haynes gets into the secondary, there really wasn't much left.
We talked about Terrell Smith being a guy who's blocked for a lot of 1,000-yard rushers. One guy you cannot even consider that isn't that good is Dan Kreider, the fullback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a guy that's cleared the way for the bus and a lot of runners here in Pittsburgh over the last 6 years.
Boy, Matt Starks just engulfed his man as well. And Starks is just a huge human being. 6'8", 335. Ray Mickens with another tackle. And the Steelers, who love to run the ball, have run it very well tonight. 150 yards, and they may move up from their 5th spot in the NFL in that category.
Guys, we look at statistics all the time, and the Browns defense have not given up more than 20 points in their last 6 games. But these are the teams they've played. Indy, they gave up 13 to. Then the Bears, Baltimore, Detroit, Houston, and Tennessee. I wouldn't call those offensive juggernauts.
No.
And they got tested tonight by a good, solid offensive football team.
But that effort against Indianapolis was great.
Had a chance to win that game.
Haynes down to the 5.
They got whacked by a hard-hitting defensive football team is what happened to them tonight. And you said it earlier. Pittsburgh Steelers took it to them. It was almost like last man standing with these guys. Yeah, they were whacking people all over the field. But not only defensive guys, but offensive guys were doing the same thing.
They test your manhood.
Well, one thing
Romeo Crennel will use the timeout, stop it at the 2:25 mark.
Well, Romeo Crennel told us, the one thing about this football team, though, is that they haven't quit. You saw the blocked field goal and then the run for the touchdown. I mean, they may have been beaten a long time ago in this ball game, but you wouldn't have convinced that Cleveland Brown team. It has just been, I mean, they've been going after each other all night long, and it's just not on one side, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Browns did it too. Take a look at the shots in these replays, and it's just frightening when you're watching these guys. And they're going to kind of end this whole thing up with Troy Polamalu with a shot there. That's Trent Dilfer. Don't go after him, Trent, because he's going to hit you again, and he did. This is called in-your-face football.
And Romeo Crennel, Phil Savage came over from the Baltimore Ravens. He's in charge of personnel. They're going to be about $30 million under the cap next year. And with free agency, with the draft position they might have, this is a football team that can get real healthy in a hurry. The Cleveland Browns are not that far away.
And they're still trying to make up for some real bad draft picks as Veron Hayes is hitting the backfield and goes down. I mean, the last couple of people who were in charge of personnel, including Butch Davis, who was the last one, really made some errors on first and second round draft
One other
picks.
thing we have to consider, too, and Bill Cowher is going to have to deal with this, is Kellen Winslow Jr. was drafted 2 years ago, was hurt the first year. This year was out because of an accident. He's going to be a part of these Browns coming up in the future as well.
And that's the end of the half. Score is 14-10.
This season, don't miss a thing. Bring your sports or your beer.
And we're back for the second
Grab
half.
a Miller Lite with more taste than Bud Light and half the carbs. Miller, good call.
LJ, Greg, and I were going over some plays the other night when...
Knock, knock.
Hey, Mom.
Bet you boys haven't had dinner yet.
We just got a little something out of the machine.
Nonsense.
So, she zapped us some nice hot Campbell's Chunky New England clam chowder, now in microwavable bowls. It was quick and easy.
Why don't you try this play?
McNabb with the ball. Touchdown, Eagles!
That's my son!
That's my play!
Campbell's Chunky, it fills you up right.
Today, the world of the midsize sedan goes from ho-hum and boring to
zoom, 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 zoom.
With over 100 international awards, a powerful V6, and sport-tuned suspension, Mazda 6 marks the end of the boring sedan.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
The NFL Extra Points credit card. Apply now at 1-888-GRIDIRON or NFLExtraPoints.com, and you can get $25 worth of free merchandise at NFL Shop.
Carl Ravish and John Anderson standing by for Sports Center. Sunday's NFL record setters are All Access Pass with Bob Knight and Boomer's Plays of the Week when we are done here in Pittsburgh.
Boy, John and Carl, they're studying. They are studying those notes.
The Browns with that blocked field goal for a touchdown. The first time that's happened for the franchise since 1972.
These Steelers,
fourth down, boys.
The Steeler fans don't leave.
It's fourth down and 10 yards to go, and they're going for it.
It's a little surprising.
Well, I want to get the clock started.
Haynes.
Get
slips a tackle and gets a touchdown. Are you kidding?
That didn't happen, did it?
Oh, yes, it did.
Apparently it did. Should have been stopped in the backfield for no gain. Orlando Ruff just missed it.
I believe it's Orlando Ruff here on the outside. He misses it. And I mean, it's just...
There's no corner support. That really was. It was just too easy. He turns the corner, and there's nobody home.
So then now next week they won't even try field goal.
No need to.
Haynes on that drive, 5 carries, 29 yards. Point after is good. 34-14, Pittsburgh over Cleveland.
The Pittsburgh Steelers will travel to Baltimore next week, and then for a big contest against the undefeated Indianapolis Colts, pardon me. And then they get the Bengals, which will be, I'm sure, a game which will be a first-place game. And then the last month of the season, Bears, Vikings, Browns, Lions. When you look at the record, the Bears will have to come here. Of course, Chicago was windy as all get out today, playing really good on defense, have a rookie quarterback.
They're leading their division, the Bears.
So you have to think that the Steelers will have an opportunity to get prepared and ready for the postseason. We know anything can happen, but right now you just have to say this is a pretty darn good football team, and especially when they get that young man back behind the center.
And Bill Cowher able to smile at this point as Hines Ward has broken John Stallworth's all-time record for catches by a Pittsburgh Steeler tonight.
Had my annual racquetball outing with Bill Cowher.
Who won?
We split 1-1. Finally, I got one from him. Normally, he beats me into submission, both physically and on the court. Boy, he is so intense in everything he does. Love to compete against him.
Yeah, I remember we're in Hawaii when Mike and I beat you two playing golf. You guys are really intense there.
Oh, he'll love that.
He's not smiling about that, is he?
No.
And he does not want a rematch.
Doesn't want a rematch. He wants to go to the Super Bowl.
Does not want to see us in Hawaii. It's like Andy Reid's the same way. He's made so many trips there. He doesn't want to see us there either. Got the big game for them tomorrow night against the Cowboys.
High pooch kick. And taken by Terrell Smith. The flag is down, and so another flag is also down at the end of this play. Let's check in with Susie.
Well, Mike, on a night where the Steelers have quarterback questions, there is a huge bright spot. Hines Ward, the most catches in Steelers history. Hard-nosed, tough. He epitomizes this team. Most of the players have said he is the heart and soul of the Steelers, both offensively and defensively, because he sets the tone. Everyone knows how tough he is. The best blocking wide receiver in football, and now one of the Steelers' all-time greats.
And a pleasure for us to be here to see him do it. And congratulations to Hines Ward, one of our favorite people in this league.
We've been so lucky to see so many milestones made, whether they're team milestones or league milestones. I remember Chris Carter's 1,000th catch when we were up in Minnesota for that game. Had a chance to do, Mike, you and I did Flipper Anderson when he had that game down in New Orleans when it was the Los Angeles Rams were still in existence.
Dilfer from the shotgun goes underneath to Drones, and Reuben Drones will play hard to the end. He's up to the 38.
Joe, the score is 34-14. Who are you talking to?
You.
Just wonder if think there's anybody listening.
I don't care.
I am.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't matter to me. I've got information to share. I'm going to share it. I spend a lot of time getting ready for games. I'm going to share it. Oh my goodness!
That would have been a touchdown.
Well, it's going. Still maybe.
Braylon Edwards going the other way with it.
Troy Polamalu
missed the ball.
He can't believe it.
I don't know what he was looking at. Watch this. Troy Polamalu here. Look at this ball. Went right through his hands.
He actually tips it into Braylon Edwards' hands.
He actually got ahead of himself, and the pass ended up being behind him. I mean, you talk about jumping a route, and here comes Drones again. Reuben Drones, who's gone over 120 yards in total offense, and players really being chippy right now, pushing each other with 42 seconds left. Well, on the kickoff, Terrell Smith went over and challenged Joey Porter to come and get him.
Well, this is 21 games without anyone getting 100 yards rushing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Reuben Drones had 31 yards after the first quarter.
I'll tell you the guy that, Edgerrin James with the Colts, I think we'll give him a good test.
Dilfer just throws this one away.
Oh, great souvenir.
That's why people stay. You asked the question, why are there people in the stands, Paul? For souvenirs.
This guy's got the ball. Has he got it underneath the sweatshirt? Like, well, they can't see that. He's the only pregnant guy in the building.
Because you're supposed to give them back.
Why?
No, you don't have to give them back.
If they're kick them into a net, but if you throw it into the stands, I mean, guys give them to people all the time. That way, Trent just gave it to him from farther away.
Dilfer throws this one too high.
Going to have a couple more shots at it.
The guys on Pittsburgh's team saying, would you please take a knee? Get out of here.
No, I think these guys want to hit somebody. Well, if they take a knee, you're not supposed to hit them.
Troy Polamalu wants another shot at an interception.
I'll say, if he had caught that ball, he was gone. It was unbelievable. You won't get a better opportunity the rest of this year than the one he just had.
Blitz coming. Dilfer with the fade and overthrows Braylon Edwards. It will be 4th down. This is the second time, if they don't succeed here on 4th and goal, that they have been down in this situation and come away with nothing.
You can tell when the game goes bad when your spotter's asleep.
Dave Dare with a major yawn as we finish this game. Dilfer on 4th and goal, drills this one, and it's caught by Antonio Bryant for a touchdown. Then he takes an extra shot from Chris Hope. Should have been a flag on that one.
They're going to call pass interference.
Defensive pass interference, number 24. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
They could have easily called Chris Hope after the play as well.
Well, the Browns fought their way down.
Again, with Romeo Cornell told us that, this team they just don't quit.
That's a nice catch. He does a nice job. Doesn't keep on running. Takes a position inside the defender and then moves towards the ball. Perfectly thrown pass.
Dawson for the point after. 34-21.
You always look at a ball game and you say to yourself, what could have been, should have been, might have been, and that's the way the night went for the Cleveland Browns. Just a bunch of miscues. Dennis Northcutt with a drop pass on 3rd down, misses that opportunity. Antonio Bryant puts this one on the ground, another missed opportunity. Great hit by Troy Polamalu. Joey Porter winds up with that one. And then Antonio Bryant gets hit again by Chris Hope and fumbles the football. But he does manage to catch one late. And usually in games, sometimes it's that last thing you remember. So he's got himself a touchdown pass to build forward to next week.
Yep. So the Browns will come out and presumably try another onside kick as Steeler fans file out of the stadium, assured that they are going to go back into first place in the AFC North. They'll be 7-2, the same as the Cincinnati Bengals, but they have the tiebreaker on the team that they have to play one more time this year.
The Cleveland Browns as a football team are going to just have to take away from this game the fact that they're going to have to get better if they want to compete against the big dog in this division, and that's Pittsburgh right now, and Cincinnati's gotten to that level.
Dawson will try it again, and this one goes through and out of bounds. Hard to imagine it got through all those people without hitting anybody.
When he hit that ball, it never, usually they hit it and it kind of bounces up in the air and they get a chance to grab it. That thing never really left the ground.
It's like your tee shot. Usually bounces off of a
kickoff out of bounds.
Drainage ditch or something.
On the kicking team, the ball will be put in play by Pittsburgh at the spot it went out of bounds. First.
Well, the officials did a great job tonight.
In a game with this much intensity and a rivalry that's been this way for such a long time, You're right.
You know, they really kept control of this ball game. This thing, because they were doing some whacking a little bit afterwards, but you know they knew that this rivalry was so strong, and the intensity of this game was going to be strong. They kind of let them play.
A lot of whacking, a lot of woofing.
Nice to see Bill Cowher smiling during a ball game. He has been a tremendous coach for a long, long time with this club. He's done great things. Maybe this is the year that they go all the way. Pittsburgh 34-21 over the Cleveland Browns. They win it tonight in a big game in this great rivalry. Stay tuned for SportsCenter. For Joe Theismann, Paul McGuire, Susie Colbert, our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Pittsburgh. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. This is SportsCenter.
Mother Nature having her way in Chicago Sunday until the Bears went the other way for a record-setting return. NFL history made in New Jersey as well, but for all the wrong reasons. Minnesota's defense scoring early, often winning for the second straight week. The home team goes for a win at the wire. The Bucs with a gut check at the goal line. SportsCenter on your television, paired up with Carl Rapp.